Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about PvP and how to fix it. But first, I just want to tell you that still only 0.7% of you are subscribed to the channel compared to how many people are watching. So if we can get that to 2%, that would be a great start. First of all, let's start with the rewards that we get from the PvP, because I think that is an issue. There are way fewer rewards that we get from PvP than from PvE. There should be more variations of items, such as equal to the variation we found in PvE, in my opinion. So there are even some items that you can't even use until level 60, like the ones from Exalted Rarity Basin or Arteract Reputation. So what is the point of having Exalted right now if we don't even get any items? Second, I would like to talk about the PvP rewards in general. They are not as good as the items we get in PvE. So, for example, I give you the rings, the Prospector's rings, right? You get those two rings. You get the ones for level 30 and the ones for level 40. But what you get in the raid, they will be just way better than those Prospector rings. Those are good pre-beast rings, I must admit. But afterwards, you do a couple of raids, you get better rings. I would like more rings, maybe not just rings, but I would like PvP items that are as strong or as powerful as PvE items we get from doing raids or end game dungeons. Let's say, if you can call this an end game. We are still at level 40, but yeah, I wish we could get more PvP items and better PvP items. Then let's talk about how the PvP rewards take way longer to get than the PvE items. I mean, in PvE you just do the raid, you just do the dungeons, maybe you get some pre-beasts from some quests, stuff like that. But here is a massive grind. Most people, as you know, they grind the Exalted Reputation for Warsong from the Ashen Veil Sentinels, Silverwing Sentinels, just for those bracers. But as you know, you still have to get revered with the event, and then afterwards you have to spam war songs, and that's another thing that we gotta talk about a bit later in the video. So why is it such a grind to get a couple of bracers than to, like, I mean, I like to PvP, we PvP a lot, that's not a problem for me to get an item, but it's just such a big grind. Not to say the problem we have with pre-mates. When you queue up and you and you meet a pre-mate, you are 100% losing that game. So yeah, that's not feeling. So the feeling when you get a pre-mate is not so great, just because you have no chance basically. So I think they should look into balancing that. One advice I could give here is that the ones that do pre-mates, they queue up against another team that does pre-mates. I mean, if you are in a group, let's say not even 10 people, 2-3 people, it doesn't matter. If you are in those kind of pre-mates, yeah, you get queued up against those other pre-mates. 5 people, 6 people, it doesn't matter. So yeah, they should queue up against themselves. Now let's talk about PvP gear. This might be a controversial opinion here, but I think PvP gear is needed just to make the PvP more fun, more enjoyable for us. PvP gear is needed, and I don't mean PvP gear with resilience. Why? Because we do not want to farm two sets. We do not want to farm PvP set and PvE set. What they could do, and it's a very simple thing, increase the stamina, or not increase the stamina, but give us items with more stamina just for PvP. More stamina, that's it. Don't need resilience, don't need anything, just increase the stamina so we can PvP. There are a lot of specs that you don't have much counterplay to it, just because they do so much damage and they just one-shot you, and to one-shots you don't really have a counterplay, and that's frustrating. It's fun when you do it, but when you're against it, it's not that fun. Let's talk about the events now. Ashen Veil event, there is no incentive in doing the Ashen Veil event or World PvP at this point. point. Maybe Blood Moon if you consider that world PvP, but that's more like an instance PvP, I would say. More like a huge battleground or something like that. I don't consider that world PvP. We're gonna talk about honor in world PvP as well, I think, which is a very important topic as well. So Ashen Vale event, you do not have any incentive of doing that after you achieve revered. Why is that the case? Also, why do we get such low honor from world PvP? Increase that and increase the honor we get from world PvP and everything would be much better. As for Blood Moon, I see the point of doing it over and over again. You get some mounts, I mean, yeah, those are nice, good to farm, good mounts to farm. Just because you get a tiger for a horde and a raptor for alliance, that it's a good thing to do. You can also buy, it doesn't matter what faction you are, you can buy the tiger and the raptor, it doesn't matter, but you have to farm those coins a little bit. But there are other problems with the Blood Moon event. There 1 month it's not even fixed 100%. I still get layering issues, I still get lag issues some days. I can't give them a fixing here because I am not a, I don't know, a server maintenance guy or a whatever the name of that guy that's fixing those things are. But I mean, come on, people are playing this event, they want to enjoy it, they don't want any lags, they don't want any layering on. I mean, it's not that layering is a problem, it's not. Layering is not a problem. The problem is that you get layered from your party and then you're all alone against 5 people that are not layered. So please fix that as well. And yeah, that's the problem. I think world PvP honor increase would do such a great job in bringing more enjoyment to the players, guys. I think it will be amazing because the honor that we get now is very low. So yeah, that should help us a lot. Enough rambling about this. So how can we fix more specs in PvP? Let's say, how can we fix the specs better in PvP? So in retail, as you know, when they do patch notes, sometimes, not all the time, I think now we got a new patch note for PvP only, so they make changes and they make them for PvP only, which I think it's very much needed. It's very much needed because why am I saying this? Because you have the example of Boomkin, right? Phase 1, he was trash, he was very bad in PvE and they had to buff it, but in PvP he was one-shotting everything. So how can they make this change? Like, are you gonna make him even more strong in PvP by buffing him for PvE reasons? Yes, that's what's gonna happen and people are gonna be mad. So please give us separate patch notes, one for PvE, one for PvP. Make changes only for PvP combat and only for PvE combat. I mean, not all the time, you don't have to do that all the time, because sometimes spells do need a increase in both, or not they need it, but maybe it will not impact that much PvP if you buff a thing in PvE or if you nerf a thing in PvE, so let's say. But yeah, this is a much needed thing that we would really appreciate if they do this, because we want things balanced. Let's say balanced is the best. But I know in an MMORPG PvP balancing is hard. It's very hard. It's not that easy to do. But I think if you address the issue from a PvP perspective and then a PvE perspective, then it should be much easier to balance things, to try to balance things. I feel like right now in retail, maybe let's say Demon Hunter has just too many tools, too many options. He has damage, he has everything, but those other classes feel pretty much balanced. Maybe one class is a bit a bit stronger than the other, but they have the tools to survive, to play, to do damage, to have CC, to have, you know. So yeah, it's a pretty balanced thing. So I wish that we get the same thing in Season of Discovery, because I do enjoy classic PvP a lot. I don't want it to be like retail PvP, no, that's a whole separate thing. I want it to be classic PvP, but just give us more stamina, bro. Just give us more room to, you know, maneuver. Let us do more plays, because one guy comes, one shots you, and then what can you do? Bam, boom, you're dead. What's the counterplay? That's not fun. So let us have more stamina so we can do more plays. That's it for this video for today. Thank you very much. If you agreed with what I said in this video, leave a comment, leave a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. See ya.